10 minutes late is because it has taken me just a couple of minutes to be able to get this up and running. So I do apologise absolutely profusely if you have been waiting. But thank you for joining me. My name is Gemma and I am a Love Your Life coach. And I wanted to come live because it occurred to me that there's not a lot of people out there that actually really know what life coaching is. So hi Sammy, thank you for joining. I finally managed to figure it out, so thank you for your help. So I wanted to come live in this event and give a really big description of what a life coach is, and so I'm going to share some of those points with you. But first off, I wanted to introduce myself first, because I do realize that there's going to be a lot of people here that actually don't know who I am. So previously, maybe about 2-3 years ago, I used to go live quite frequently, and I was very used to it, and I was a little bit nervous because it's been quite a long time. So I decided to do this live in this event group because it actually shielded me and it made me feel a little bit safe, and it gave me an opportunity to practice. So do bear with me as I get a little bit used to doing this again. So my name's Gemma, and previously I owned a salon in Crowborough, and I did that for a long time, over 10 years. It was amazing, it was a great opportunity, but I also worked really heavily with lots and lots of different types of people. And when COVID hit, I decided that my salon had to close, which was totally unfortunate. But within COVID, I kind of made some really big decisions, because obviously, like all of us, there was a lot of time for us to sit down and just be like, what do I want to do with my life and where am I going next? And because I've been through quite a lot of heartbreak, I've been through a lot of different challenges in my life, I decided that I wanted to go into some form of coaching. Now, previously, I had been an educator, I had mentored and coached for a long, long time within my industry. So my skills that were already there kind of lent itself to going into this genre. But it really did occur to me that not a lot of people know what a life coach is. So that's why I wanted to do this video today. So I have put an offer on a Saturday. You can come and see me for £37.50. Sorry, it is online. So I've slashed my prices in half because I am growing my client base suddenly. I've been able to fit in lots more people. So I wanted to give new people an opportunity to see what life coaching can do for you. So do go over to the website, which is www.LYL-lifecoaching-lifecoaching.com, .co.uk. I do that all the time. It's .co.uk. I will put it in the chat because I am a little bit nervous now due to the fact that it took me so long to get live. So let me just pop it in the chat, so you guys have got it if you do want to check me out and see what you think. And you can book your appointments on this site. You can find out what life coaching is. You can learn a little bit more about my journey. You can really just do a bit of a deep dive, a little bit of a trust exercise, so you can have a look and see what it is that I do. But I did start LYL, which is Love Your Life Coaching, about 3 years ago in total. So I've been slowly building my client base up over the last 3 years. I did decide to do it really slowly because I have got a day job. So in my day job, I work for a company called RSK, and I am the senior sales executive for them. So my life experience is quite vast. So I currently work in the corporate world, and I also do life coaching as well. So let's talk a little bit about what life coaching does and how life coaching can support you, because really that's why you're here. You want to understand more about what life coaching is. So I do have some notes here, and I will try not to be robotic, but like I said, I am quite nervous because it's been a while since I've done this. So life coaching is fundamentally a solution-focused approach to personal development. And what that means, it's you employ somebody, so it's a professional relationship where they help you to achieve your goals, your milestones, whatever it is that's going on within your life. So if you are stuck, if there's a point that you reach that you go, I just don't know how to move forward, this is where life coaching comes in. Life coaching is not therapy. It's a really big misconception. So life coaching does not veer into the past, it merely goes into the future. And by going into the future, we get to set goals and milestones and really be completely relatable to the person that we're working with. And so it really is completely and utterly future focused. The aim of it is to design significant and lasting changes within the areas that you choose to work on. So I tend to work specifically in one area at a time, and then we work and develop and expand on that area. There are tools that have been scientifically tested, techniques that have been around for hundreds of years that have been really refined that we use in order to get you to the place that you want to be. It really is a way of releasing you to your absolute true potential and looking at what your potential purpose might be. Sometimes we have a purpose in mind and we say, what I really want to be is ABC, when actually what's actually going on for you might be very different. It could be social conditionings, it could be limiting beliefs, it could be, I have only been put on this world for one thing and it's this because that's what I've always been told. And what life coaching will do is dive into those beliefs and give you an opportunity to start to expand your mind, your capacity, and think about what it is that you actually want to be doing with your life and your future. And sometimes that can be really tricky because we live in this kind of bubble a lot of the time. We feel unfulfilled, but we're not entirely sure how to move forward. So, life coaching is designed to achieve goals and dreams, live your fulfilled purpose, develop yourself, really get into the core of yourself. And one of the reasons, again, why I wanted to go into life coaching was because I had had many coaches. Over my life, I have had many coaches in many different forms. And what I realised is that I would never have elevated to the levels that I had gotten to and I'm getting to without having a coach on my side. Sometimes I did them for 3 months, sometimes I actually saw one for 3 years. And each kind of step of my life, I actually realised that they had a profound effect on everything that I did and everything that I achieved. So I wanted to be that person as well. For you guys to make sure that you had somebody to rely on. And I go back to my 19-year-old self where I was really aware that I needed lots and lots and lots of support. And I kind of thought to myself, well, going into coaching allows me to be that person for anybody in the future that might need that level of support as well. So it's designed to develop yourself, personal growth and development, all those buzzwords that we know and really do go around now. We have really elevated our consciousness on self-development. But sometimes books and videos and everything that comes with all of this scope, they aren't fulfilled. The books get dusty on the shelf, and the courses and the videos that we do are not quite hitting the spot, and sometimes you actually need a real person who is going to keep you accountable. So it's about living consciously and finding out who you really are, and finding a way of life that you actually want to live. It's very personal to you. So again, coaching isn't about going into the past, it isn't about mental health, it isn't about, well, it is about mental health, but it's not about diagnosing mental health. So we're not talking about going into the mental health sector in that sense of psychology from a clinical point of view. We're going in from a coaching perspective, which is completely different and totally future focused. Your goals that you set within coaching are designed to scare you a little bit, make you feel like you're reaching really high, and it's also supposed to be quite lofty in its nature. So we get you to imagine a life as well that is beyond your expectations, and then we help you get there. And that's really, really important to kind of keep in mind, that a coach will support you at every stage. We use different tools and solutions within coaching, something called a life wheel, where we'll get you to you have a big circle and there'll be different sections on it, whether it's physical health and well-being, partner relationships, career, money and financial, personal development, family and social, fun, adventure, spiritual, whatever it might be. And then we get you to kind of score it, and we can actually then start to see within your life what areas are working, what are not, what you specifically want to focus on, and it gives me a really good idea on how to help you move forward. I use SMARTIST goals, which is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, timely, emotive, self-directed, and transformational. So these SMARTIST goals are really designed to make sure that we delve really into the detail about the specific change that you want in your life and how I can support you to get there. So sometimes in coaching, it can be an ongoing, we'll call it freeform coaching, where you'll see a coach, a life coach, and you'll come up with your goals, you'll know what you want to do, and you'll maybe see them once every 2 weeks. Your coach will keep in contact, she'll hold you accountable, I will hold you accountable, and making sure that you're achieving what you want to achieve. Now, there are a couple of different ways of going around this. So you can see somebody for 3 months, you can see somebody for 3 years, because your goals may evolve and it may become really important that this coach is there for you. And we make sure that it isn't a dependable situation, that you understand that you can achieve these, and obviously as long as you've gone through the coaching process. But it is really important to have somebody there to keep you accountable and make sure that you are moving forward. And so there's lots of different strategies that we use in order to help you. And we use really smart questioning. That's something that is really important, that actually part of the technique is really, really clever questioning, and that's going to help draw out parts of you that is going to be really supportive within your journey and the goal that it is that you really want to achieve. We get you to summarize that goal, we get you to really understand the goal, we break it down and make it really, really achievable. But it's also going to be something that is going to cause elements of we call it pain and pleasure, but pain and pleasure points that are going to come up, and that's really important to explore as well. So we do some LMP work, and we create action steps, and those action steps is really what is going to be holding you fully accountable for those goals that you're going to be working on. We work on different tools like writing self-letters, the changes that needed to be made in the goal, and we start to then look at the positive and negative aspects of that focus, because I really truly believe that what you focus on expands. So if you focus on something that is negative, and this used to be me through and through, and what it might be is I don't believe that I am clever enough to do this, and this was a really strong one for me because I'm dyslexic, and so when I was younger, and because I'm 41 now, when I was younger I didn't get much support my mum did everything that she could, my parents did everything that she could, but fundamentally I didn't get the school support that I needed. And really what was fed back to me time and time again is just, I can't do this, I don't have the mental capacity to do it. So I went through my adulthood with this really strong belief is what you focus on expands, because I was incredibly negative about myself. I only could do small jobs. I wouldn't be able to do big jobs, intellectual jobs, because I'm dyslexic. So that was a belief that I had, and because I focused on it, it expanded and it became really strong belief within me. And up until, you wouldn't believe, the last 5 years did I truly understand that I could achieve anything that I wanted to. So life coaching becomes a really, really important way of you viewing yourself, viewing your world, achieving your goals. Now let's just talk a little bit about me and what I do just for a second, because one of the niches that I've actually specialised in is as a breakup coach. And this doesn't just mean breakup from a romantic relationship. This is a breakup from any significant bond. And what that means is that a lot of the time when you have that break within a relationship, you can lose a huge sense of identity and what it means to be you. You can lose your view, your path, and really what I'm here for is to help you through that, help you get to a point where you want to be. And that's what I do. I support people within a breakup circumstance. And as I say, it's not always romantic, it can be under different circumstances as well. So going back into what life coaching is. So in life coaching itself, we focus a lot on the conscious mind and what the conscious mind does, which Freud referred to as the ego, the I. And we also then look at that from a sensory input. So everything that happens around you, everything that's going on for you all of the time is a sensory input, and that is constantly happening. And I'm a big fan of talking about the RAS, which is the reticular activating system. And the reticular activating system, if you've done any NLP before, you will know is about delete, distort, and generalize. And what happens a lot in our minds is that we will take on data, we'll take on sensory input, and the RAS is then activated. And what it'll do is it will be a filtration system for that sensory input. So it will either delete the information, it will distort the information, or it will generalize the information. So what we already believe tends to actually just go through into the subconscious without any sort of argument from your conscious self now, which means that if we've believed something since we were a child, when we see it again, We don't fight it. It goes through the RAS and straight into the subconscious. And what coaching can do for you is start to pick apart those belief systems that we've had for a really long time, which we refer to as limiting beliefs. And we can start to pick them apart and look at what might be holding you back. But the RAS is a filter for the subconscious mind. So it is really important that we start to pick those details apart and look at those filters. What's going in automatically, what's being distorted, and what's automatically being deleted. So limited sensory input in accordance with what we believe. So what we do is we tend to say, hey, look, I understand that these things happen to me time and time and time again. Therefore, I'm just going to commit to that instead of actually challenging it. We cannot perceive what we do not believe, and is a really, really important saying, because we can't perceive something that we don't believe in. We can't see something in another person that we don't see within ourselves. So it becomes really important as a part of a coaching technique to be able to understand and really look into this belief systems that you might be holding currently. And we can go more into the RAS as time goes on. I'll probably do more videos like this and break it down. But like I said to you before, this is the first time in a long time I've been live. So I wanted to make sure that I covered as much data as possible, and then I'll start to break it down a little bit. Another part of what we talk about in life coaching is the pain and pleasure twin motivators. So what is the consequence of achieving this goal? How would your life be better? What happens if you don't change? What has the cost been so far by not achieving that goal? And pain is usually our biggest avoidant. So we will avoid pain at all cost. That brings me pain, I don't want to feel it, so I will try and do something else. When actually a lot of the time it's one, not going to be as painful as you expect it to be, and two, that's where the growth is. Where pleasure, we like to go for pleasure. We like to really, really go for pleasure. So pain is much more of a motivator than what pleasure is, but obviously we enjoy the pleasure of achievement and what we achieve. So it's really important to acknowledge that as well. A lot of the time within coaching, we will do model for change. So we'll look at the different aspects of the cycles of change and how your goal will go from 1 step to 2 step to 3 step, and then maybe you might fall back, and then it's about getting you back on track. And there's lots of different aspects of coaching that will support you in that way. So as I said, I'm a Love Your Life life coach, and I have been life coaching for 3 years, and I'm really here to start building up that column that I've got. So if you did want to book in with me, you can go to the website, which I've put in the chat, and just have a look, and those services will be available on there too. But what I also have is a course that's running, and it's Heal, Thrive, Grow, and this is really a 7-day micro course that is going to support you over 7 days, and literally self-taught video course. You purchase the course, and then you download the videos onto your device, and then you watch them as you can, and there's lots of descriptions on how to support you through going through that course at the time. So life coaching fundamentally is a modality to support you to achieving the person that you want to be. It brings out your self-purpose, it supports you, and when you're going through something as significant as a relationship breakup, what it'll do is it will support you through that process and get you to where you need to be. So there's lots and lots and lots that life coaching can do to break patterns, old habits, and beliefs, and really start to look inward and become that observer and be able to completely and utterly change your life. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate. If you're watching it on rewind, give me lots of reactions, give me lots of thumbs up, hearts, whatever, because obviously every interaction that you make with any of my videos is really, really helpful. I've got YouTube, I've got TikTok, so please feel free to go and subscribe and like and be a part of my community, and obviously pop over to the website and see what I'm up to. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.